Welcome to Occupancy One. Before you step into the role of a California AI compliance officer, you need to know what the day-to-day work actually looks like. AI is literally flooding into the nonprofit sector at a staggering pace, right? So in this explainer for the AI Care Agents 247 AI Governance Learning Pathway, we're laying the absolute groundwork for your entire journey into AI governance. I'm thrilled to guide you through it. This quote completely captures our main goal. Think about the confusion happening in clinics today. You've got lawyers experimenting with unauthorized AI for case notes, or staff quietly feeding sensitive client data into free chatbots just to save a little time. It's basically a Wild West scenario out there. As a California nonprofit, we're dedicated to building a practical, community-focused pathway to help nonprofits, legal aid organizations, and clinics achieve exactly this mission, moving from that chaotic confusion straight into governed, purposeful action. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the AI Governance Foundation, the Compliance Officer Reality, a week in the life, essential skills for success, and finally, KPIs and practical next steps. Let's dive right in.
Starting with Section 1, the AI Governance Foundation.
Before you step into or hire for this position, you absolutely have to understand the foundational mission at hand. Now, a lot of folks hear the title compliance officer and immediately picture endless red tape, a bureaucratic bottleneck, or just a lawyer saying no to absolutely everything. But this role isn't some intimidating legal concept. Actually, it's the grounded operational solution to the very real compliance chaos that clinics and nonprofits are navigating right now. Imagine a well-meaning paralegal using an unvetted generative AI tool to draft a sensitive client affidavit, inadvertently exposing protected health information to a public server. Yikes, right? That's the kind of chaos that leads to severe data privacy breaches, lost grant funding, and eroded community trust. Think of this role as your anchor. When shiny new tech rolls out, this function keeps your organization safe and compliant, ensuring innovation never compromises your core mission or your client's safety.
Moving on to Section 2, the Compliance Officer Reality.
Today, we are walking through a day-in-the-life look at the role, which heavily involves conducting risk assessments, drafting policies, reviewing vendor contracts, training staff, gathering evidence, and reporting to the board of directors. The sheer variety of these operational tasks proves just how dynamic this role is. You aren't just sitting in a back office reading statutes. Conducting risk assessments means actively looking at a new AI transcription tool and figuring out exactly where the data goes. Drafting policies? That means creating usable, plain English AI guidelines for your frontline staff. Reviewing vendor contracts involves really digging into the terms of service to ensure California privacy compliance. Training staff gets everyone on the exact same page, while gathering evidence proves your guardrails actually work in practice. And finally, reporting to the board keeps leadership totally informed and confident. You are actively engaged with the entire organization, top to bottom. Which brings us to Section 3, a week in the life. Take a look at the week in the life timeline on your screen. You will see that this is a highly operational role. Imagine it's Monday morning, and a legal aid vendor pitches a brand new predictive AI tool for client intake. On Monday, you might be analyzing a new AI vendor contract for your clinic, making sure the data retention terms perfectly align with your strict privacy standards. That flows seamlessly into Tuesday, where you're conducting risk assessments on that specific tool and drafting internal policies on exactly how your staff can use it. Then, notice how Thursday pivots entirely. While Thursday is dedicated to updating your board on recent compliance training, you're translating those technical weeds from earlier in the week into high-level strategic updates. Friday wraps up the whole shebang by gathering the necessary evidence, like audit logs or training certificates. This proves your compliance program is a living, breathing process, not just a piece of paper. Let's check out Section 4, Essential Skills for Success. Navigating this highly operational weekly schedule requires a very specific, perfectly balanced skill set. It requires a balance of legal awareness, technical understanding, and strong communication. That equality across all three areas is the absolute key to making this work. And frankly, it's exactly why this specific talent profile is so rare and valuable. Think about it. If you understand deep neural networks, but you lack strong communication and can't explain it to your legal staff, the system fails because no one adopts the policies. On the flip side, if you know the law inside and out, but don't understand how the AI vendor operates technically, you can't properly assess the risk in the first place. You need all three of these skills to be a highly effective officer.
Let's dig a little deeper into two of those critical areas. The crucial point here is that understanding the law just isn't enough on its own. You have to pair that legal awareness, specifically understanding California regulations relevant to nonprofits and clinics, with the technical understanding of how these AI tools actually function inside your organization. For example, California has stringent data privacy standards like the CCPA. So if you have an AI vendor using large language models to summarize client intake forms, your legal awareness tells you that client data must be protected and can't be retained indefinitely. But it's your technical understanding that tells you whether that specific LLM is actually using your clinic's prompts to train its broader public model, or if the data is securely siloed and automatically deleted after 30 days. Grasping those AI mechanics is what allows you to apply the law effectively in the real world. They are totally two sides of the exact same coin.
Finally, Section 5, KPIs and practical next steps. With the operational reality and skills clearly outlined, how do we actually evaluate success in this critical position? You need a concrete way to measure the impact of all this hard work. So I want you to ask yourself a vital question about your own organization's readiness to implement and track these governance metrics. Is your clinic ready to measure these KPIs? Are you prepared to look at the evidence gathered on a Friday and turn that into a key performance indicator? A good KPI for an AI compliance officer isn't just about counting the number of meetings held. It looks more like measuring the percentage of staff who have actually completed mandatory AI acceptable use training, or tracking the reduction in unauthorized shadow AI tool usage across the clinic's network over a quarter. If you're a legal aid organization or a clinic, having this role defined is step one. But tangibly measuring its success through specific metrics is what truly takes you from confusion to governed action. We want to leave you with something highly actionable today. To understand exactly how you will be evaluated in this role, click the link in the description to download the role description and KPI list. Seriously, do not skip this step. This document is going to be your absolute blueprint for making sure those Monday through Friday operational tasks are actually moving the needle for your organization. Download it, share it with your leadership team, and use it as your baseline today. Thanks for joining us for this explainer. Be sure to grab that practical output, and please proceed to the next module in the playlist to continue building your AI governance foundation. As you move forward, I want to leave you with this final thought. Will your organization actively dictate how AI is used, or will you just sit back and let the technology dictate your future? The choice is yours. See you in the next one.